For our first step, we're going to be creating a new project, and then we're going to be adding this Game View class. Game View class has the ability to paint stuff on our screen, okay? And it's going to keep track of scores and all kinds of stuff. First of all, we have to create a new Android Studio project. Okay, go ahead and accept the empty activity. Next. Okay, we're going to call this fish. Like that. Yeah, make sure you're in Java. Make sure I'm using API 15 because that way 100% of devices can use this. Finish. After Android Studio is all done running things, okay, let's go into our resources and grab our layout for our main activity and delete that nasty little hello right there. Hello world text view. We don't need him. Okay. Wonderful. The next thing we're going to do is we have to take and download some pictures, okay? Go ahead and click on this link like this. And go ahead and click on this right here. And then go ahead and download this like this. When this is all done downloading, go ahead and double click on it. It should open it up like this. Double click it again. Control A, Control C, or copy all of these files. Go ahead and close that down. We're going to take and we're going to paste those right here. If we take and go to our drawable like this, right click on drawable and say show right here, show and explorer right there. There's other ways to do it. You're on your own if you go that direction because it might turn out different, okay? But anyway, we're going to paste those all inside of our drawable folder right next to this IC launcher background like that. It's like that. Wonderful. We're all done. You're going to see them pop up in here. We can actually take a look at them if we want, if we double click on them. Wonderful. Now we got all of those pictures in there. We're going to create a new class, okay? And to do that, you have to go just above your main activity, right click on this line. Yours is going to look different because it's going to have your own .com in there, okay? Right click on that and say a new Java class like that. We're going to call this Game View like that. Okay, capital G, capital V, and say okay. Once that's done, we're going to take and we're going to extends and then view, capital V-I-E-W like that. We have to take and import it, click on that, Alt Enter like that. And now we still have errors because it says we need a constructor that has the super in it, okay? Well, let's take and rather than cut and create that code, let's go ahead and copy it from here and we'll talk about it as we do it. Here's our constructor and here's our overridden method of view that we're going to be using inside of our class here. Like that. Once again, Alt Enter on context to import that, and also Alt Enter on canvas to import that. Once again, this is the constructor, so when our game view is first created, we're going to have some code in here that's going to run. And then we also have an onDraw method, okay, that's of our view class here, that will actually draw things on our canvas so we can draw the fish in the background and things like that. Wonderful. Switch back to here. And what do we got to do next, okay? We want to take and copy a whole bunch of global variables for our class game view here. And copy those, and we're going to paste those right there, okay? Just inside of our class. I'm going to take and import things. Alt Enter, import that. Bitmap factory, and that's about it, okay? What do we got here? We got a couple of global variables for the score to keep track of what the current score is. Max lives, you can actually take and make this higher or lower if you want more or less lives. And then also it sets the lives left at whatever you put in here. And we also got a Boolean game over that will stop the game when we're finished. We got to create these bitmaps, okay? Now you have to create a bitmap inside of a class that has view, otherwise it won't work. To do that, we use this bitmap factory, and we take and we look at our resources and we add hearts. There's hearts right there, we're adding that. And we're also including this gray heart. If we look at those, this is supposed to be a healthy heart, okay? And this right here is supposed to be a not so healthy heart. It's going to show gray. So anyway, we're creating a little array of bitmaps to store those so we can either show 0 for a good one or 1 for a bad one. And then we got a bitmap for our background, which we're going to paint onto our canvas in just a bit. And then we also have 2 bitmaps for fish, okay? We got this one that looks like the fish that's not. Let's see, let's go look at these. Fish 1 looks like that's got the wings up in the air, okay? And then the fish 2 is not got the wings up in the air. Oh, he does. I'm sorry, backwards. Okay, so he's got the fish wings up in the air. Okay, so it'll kind of animate a little bit for us. And then what else we got here? We got a dead fish too. Right? Where's our dead fish? Let's take a look at him. Okay, and he's going to look like that to show us that it's the end of the game because all of our lives are gone. So we're going to create all bitmaps of these because bitmaps are what we can actually take and draw in our canvas, okay? Wonderful. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to take and grab this code right here. This is actually a little method that I pulled all the stuff together that creates our scoreboard, okay? What's a scoreboard? Just quick go peek at it a minute. The scoreboard in this case is this little section right here. It's a score 10 and then puts these hearts on there, okay? Jump back to where we were again here so I don't lose my place. And let's see right there, okay? And we're going to paste that right above the last curly brace in this class right there. Control V it right there. And once again, we have to take and include the paint, or import the paint and the color and the typeface like that. Okay, what's this going to do? First of all, we're going to create a new paint. We're going to set the color of the scoreboard of paint to white. And we're going to set the text size to that, and we're going to make it bold. And this line here has to be added. And then we're going to take and we're going to draw text on our canvas, okay, in this scoreboard with this text. And this is the location for it. And this is actually a little loop that we're going to loop through all of our lives. And if it's that one's still alive yet, we're going to paint the red one. And if not, we're going to paint the dark heart, okay? That's what's going on there. If you scroll down a little further, okay, we're going to grab this right here, and this is actually going to take and paint onto our canvas, okay? And we're going to do that in our on draw method right here, just below the super, just like that. And so every time this on draw happens, okay, we're going to paint the background, we're going to paint the scoreboard, and we're also going to paint the fish. Now to do that, we got to jump back into our main, okay? And so grab this code right here. We're going to grab some global variables for our main. Let's take and paste those. Once again, our main activity right there. Take and put those right there, right inside the class. And once again, timer, we're adding a timer, so we have to import that. And also this handler, okay? And we want the Android OS one for that. Talks a little bit about timers in here, kind of explains them a little bit. What a timer does, it runs, and every once in a while it's going to go click, and then it's going to run something. And what are we going to run in there? We're going to run what's called a handler, okay? Because that handler will allow to the paint in the background, okay? So it allows your tablet or whatever to continue working while this is being painted. And here's our interval, okay, of 30 milliseconds. You can change this if you want to take and upgrade or refresh your screen faster or slower, but 30 works pretty good. And let's go ahead and grab this one more little piece of code right here. Sure I got it all. Yes, I did. Okay, we're going to paste that right here inside of our on create. Okay, just like that. And go ahead and add this timer tag, import that class, okay, and everything is good, okay, no errors in any place, wonderful. Make sure there's no errors. Might have to redo it otherwise. What we're going to do here is we're going to create a new game view, a new instance of this class, okay, and then what we're going to do inside this timer, okay, we're going to create a handler that's going to take and run every 30 milliseconds, okay. It's going to do this game view dot validate. What validate does is it forces game view to redraw, okay. So every time this happens, okay, we're going to take and what we're going to do here, we're going to draw the background and draw the scoreboard and draw that fish. Go ahead and run it. You should end up now with something like this, okay, with the fish sitting right here, not moving around at all, and it should show your scoreboard with nothing in it, okay, and things like that. Hopefully it worked. Might have to redo it if it doesn't.